Ladies and gentlemen, and coughing babies, it's time to gather round the campfire for not another freaking podcast.
Welcome
Dan
to Not
Aykroyd
Another
for
Freaking
singing us in.
Podcast.
Hey y'all, it's me, Will Diamond, your super special host, and I'm here to welcome you to another episode of Not Another Freaking Podcast. And we've got our good old pals. We've got the Carpet City Draw.
I'm not supposed
He doesn't
say
like to talk
my
too
name.
much. We've got the classic Carpet City promoter.
T.Y., and I'm probably going to have to see a doctor now.
We've got this
Your herpes
weird
acting up?
badger we found out back in the shed.
Hi, my name's Jake.
He sounds a little off today. And
Yeah,
then
he needs to go to a doctor too.
joining us as our very, very special sponsor this
Jake's
episode.
frozen.
Let it go. Let it go.
Not that frozen.
Sponsored by the upcoming film Freezin' 3. Coming soon to Blockbuster. Y'all, it's been oh no, he died.
That's a good show.
Tried to tell you.
He's pissed off because you're like talking shit about Bill Murray.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Luckily,
Well,
I'm professional enough to stick around though.
Well,
didn't know
gang,
that you
insert
guys were
segue here. It's time to talk about cartoons.
What cartoons in particular?
What are cartoons?
What is cartoons?
How do they
This is
work?
already a disaster.
Why are cartoons? And
This is already a
when?
disaster. We need to just stop. This is a disaster.
No, hang on a minute. We can save this. Are you guys familiar with Hanna-Barbera?
Yes.
Yes, we are, Tyler.
Okay.
Esteemed, world-renowned animators.
Okay. Who was your favorite Hanna-Barbera character?
SWAT Cats.
Okay, that's a good one.
SWAT Cats was fucking awesome. Razor and T-Bone, everyone go watch you some SWAT Cats. It
Okay.
got canceled after 2 seasons because parents thought it was way too violent because they shoot missiles that are not normal missiles. They're like drills and shit. It was
Okay.
great.
Okay. Richard Jenkins. You'll be last. Let's cut that out, JD. No.
This is a disaster.
This is fucking great.
Okay.
This is fucking a
Shane?
disaster.
Shane. No,
Oh my
we're
God.
saving this. We wanted to talk about cartoons. We're gonna talk about cartoons.
We fucking
Shane?
love cartoons.
What is your favorite Hanna-Barbera character? I have a guess on who it is though.
Who? Go ahead.
I think it's Scooby-Doo.
No.
Shane fucking hates Scooby-Doo.
No, he doesn't. He is a closet
Scooby-Doo's-
Scooby-Doo mark.
Am I?
I think so.
No, you seem like a Johnny Quest kind of nerd.
I like Johnny Quest.
Like
Of course you do.
What's wrong with
I like
Johnny Quest?
There's nothing.
What's wrong with Johnny Quest?
Nothing.
Promotes bald
Johnny
people.
Quest.
Can't support it.
Zim Zim.
Can't-
Bada Zim. Jake.
I like Secret Squirrel. You guys
That
gotta act like
make-
you don't know who that is?
That makes sense considering how you just naturally sketchy you look.
Was Cow and
And Two
Chicken
Stupid
a
Dogs. Two
Hanna-Barbera?
Stupid Dogs is badass.
Yeah.
Two
Was
Stupid
Cow and
Dogs
Chicken-
is badass. But
I always forget about
honestly-
2 Stupid Dogs.
honestly, let's talk about the golden era of Cartoon Network since we're talking about cartoons and we're already on the subject. The
There's Two Stupid Dogs right there.
late to early 2000s, I think, was the best era for Cartoon Network.
Ed, and Eddie.
Ed, and Eddie, you had Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Courage the Cowardly Dog,
Johnny fucking Bravo.
Johnny Bravo, Johnny Quest.
The debut of Adam West, Mayor Adam West.
Well, you also, later in the night, you would have, Adult Swim when it first started, and then you would have Space Ghost Coast to Coast,
Yes.
which was hilarious. And I've actually met Space Ghost.
He's a cartoon. How could you actually meet him, you dummy?
I met the guy who plays the voice of fucking Space Ghost.
What's his name?
Off the top of my head, can't remember.
I don't think you met him.
A long name.
I think you're a
I met him at a Comic-Con one time.
Hey everybody, it is I, Richard Jenkins, host of the Secret Smart Show. Looks like my lovely house band is here, the Not Another Freaking Wrestling Podcast. How you guys doing today?
No.
Yeah.
Talk about wrestling.
What? You're not? Wait, are you actually not talking about wrestling this time?
No,
Okay.
we're not.
We're talking about the golden era of Cartoon Network.
And knowing you,
Shane
would
said
say
he
hentai,
met
and that's
Space
not the right
Ghost.
answer.
The cartoon.
Space Ghost isn't a real person. You can't meet him.
I met the voice actor.
Space Ghost doesn't have a voice actor. He just exists.
Does he?
Yeah, he interviewed Beck.
He also interviewed Macho Man.
And
That is
Tom York.
He interviewed Tom. Not Tom. Did he interview Tom Hanks? He interviewed Tony Hawk.
That seems on brand. Yeah. Do y'all remember Brack had an album? Had a whole CD?
He did.
That
I didn't know he had a
Oh,
CD.
that
I
rules.
know he had those random songs like "Hey, Don't Touch Me."
Yeah, he had his own. I think he had his own album, and then there was the Space Ghost Backyard Barbecue album. I think is what it was, which had music from all of them.
He was also the president of Cartoon Network. He got voted in by Beat It Out Scooby Doo.
So
Did you also know that Space Ghost interviewed Willie Nelson?
He did.
that doesn't surprise me. So I don't know if y'all remember this. Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, they're based in Atlanta, and there
I've been to
was
the studios.
Yeah,
William Street.
there was a billboard for Turner Broadcasting or Cartoon Network specifically that would broadcast the radio signal out of the TV shows. So if you were in a little section of Atlanta, like downtown Atlanta, you could tune in and listen to Cartoon Network or Adult Swim as you're driving through the town.
That's awesome.
I did not know that.
Was
That's
it like-
actually
Was it an AM or FM thing?
I think it was FM. It was when I was younger, but I always remembered. I always got so excited whenever we got to Atlanta, and we would tune to the station and listen to it while we could.
That's awesome. That's actually really cool.
that is actually pretty cool. Did not know that you could actually do that.
No, it also was really cool. Cartoons.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Will. It was.
Have y'all actually been through and done the little tour of the center down there?
Oh, I really.
No.
I've always wanted to. I always wanted Jake to
It's
go
neat.
with me to William Street so we can make history, but I don't know if he got cold feet or he just didn't want to be in the downtown Atlanta area, which I would also not blame him for that either.
I think it
No
was
one
Paul
ever
Feig. He
wants to go
told
to
me he didn't
Atlanta.
want to get married to you.
Me and Jake survived Atlanta for 3 days.
Atlanta's always 15 minutes away from Atlanta.
It is. And Atlanta exists out of space and time.
That is very true.
Jake and I saw the Misfits in Atlanta.
I saw some cartoons in Atlanta.
I saw Childish Gambino in Atlanta.
I
That's
wrestled
all
in
right.
Atlanta.
So
But
did
did you get to see Lady Rainicorn in Atlanta?
No.
No, I did
I
not.
saw a
I did see
replica
a Lady
of her.
Rainicorn cosplayer in Atlanta.
How do you
I saw a
do
lot
that?
of bunnies running around the streets in Atlanta.
And we
There's
couldn't
Jack
find where the
Russell
hut
Terrier.
was.
There's a Jack Russell Terrier in my
And what's bad is we found the hutch way too late.
Yeah, everyone was gone. It was like this mythical place where all the bunnies were hanging out, and then we finally find it, and they're like, "Oh no, the bunnies are gone." We're like, "Mother."
I did accidentally sneak into MomoCon in Atlanta one year.
That's
Actually,
not
when I
hard to do.
Yeah, it was a lot harder when I wasn't wearing a suit. My friend and I thought it'd be funny if we just wore suits while we were in Atlanta one day. Because we weren't actually doing anything. We're like, we heard like if you look professional enough, you can get in anywhere. And
Yeah.
so we went into MomoCon, like no one stopped us. We walked all the way through. We sat in on a panel. We went to the guest room. I met two of the voice actors from Archer, the one for Pam and the one for Krieger.
Nice.
I met the voice actor for Gladys from Portal. And then we wandered around for a while. And then we went across the street to this like really cool building that was having like some sort of trade show thing going on. And again, no one stopped us. Like we went through the whole thing, talked to vendors, got a whole bunch of free samples, and just brave just do what we wanted. And we tried to come back later dressed normally, and we got stopped immediately.
That's the trick, dude. Just fucking pretend like you're supposed to be there, and everybody's like, "Oh, those guys are supposed to be here."
Go wearing suits. Scoundrels don't wear suits.
Well, that was like when me and Shane did. We wrestled at Dragon Con that time. We just walked the fuck in. Like no one was checking our badges and shit, and we just looked official enough, and we were carrying wrestling bags, and we got to where they were doing the wrestling, and we're like, "We're wrestlers," and they're like, "Go ahead in."
Oh man.
Yeah.
I do that a lot, but dressed like Dracula.
They didn't even ask our names. It was like, "We're wrestlers," and I'm like, "Go ahead in."
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
we
Shane-
just like, hey, we're looking
Shane-
for Dragon Con Wrestling.
well,
And
Shane's
they're
like,
like, oh, okay.
He'd pass for a wrestler.
Yeah, and like I never talked to anyone that was in charge. Like we found Ray and we found Drew, and they were just like, "Stay with us." And like no one that was in charge was like, "Who are you? What are you in?" Like it was just like, "I'm in the Battle Royal. And I'm with these guys," and they're like, "Okay."
Well, I know how we're going to Dragon Con this year, guys.
We all dress up like a bunch of Draculas.
That are wrestlers.
Yes.
Dracula wrestlers. Dracula
And-
works at Global Force Wrestling.
Can we go and cosplay like the Monstars?
Is Dracula one of them?
Sure.
The only way, look, Will, if we ever go to a con or anything like that, the only way I'm going is if you dress up as Dracula the whole time. Like, that's it.
Okay. But
That's
I'll
pretty
have
awesome.
different Dracula outfits. I can be different Draculas.
But the
You
thing
can
is,
be
is
like the
that-
Dracula from Bram Stoker's Dracula, and then you could be like the Nicolas Cage Dracula.
And I could also be
Simon.
that one Dracula from what's it called?
Castlevania.
I could be him, and I could be the Dracula that's in
You can be Lestat.
Fright Night.
You could be Lestat from Queen of the Damned.
But the thing
You
is,
got the
there's-
look already.
Yes, I
you already
could.
look like him. Might as well just throw on some leather pants.
I
But
do.
what you have to do though is that whenever anyone comes up like, "Oh, you're Dracula," I go, "No."
I'm Lestat, the vampire Lestat.
Many people do
You
say I have a striking resemblance to Aaliyah, so I think you're onto something.
I can see it.
I can
it's
see
in the
it. I
mustache
see
area.
it right there. You got it right
It's right there
there.
in the mustache area.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Hell
you
yeah.
just, but anytime someone comes up and asks you if you are Dracula or a Dracula character, you say no. This is just how you normally dress. But then when they're not looking, you try to sneak up and bite them.
Yeah.
Oh, you should be the guy from What We Do in the Shadows.
I could be one of those Draculas.
You know
Be
they
that
make
guy.
like retractable things now that you can put in your mouth.
Ooh, hey, could you be Gangrel?
Yes, you gotta be
Gangers.
Gangrel.
Yeah, be gangers.
Oh, I don't know if I can make myself get that bright red.
Oh, sure you
Also
could.
gain a lot of weight.
I feel like I'm just gonna have to like clench my butthole really hard the whole time, and then I'll just get bright red like Gangrel, and then I'll start spitting up blood.
You know, fun fact, Gangrel is one of those dipshit Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans.
Really?
You know what
I
else he's a
wrestled
fan
Gangrel
of?
one time.
You know what
wrestle them?
else Gangrel's a big fan of?
Dodgeball,
Yeah,
because when we were in the match, we played dodgeball with him.
He's also a really big fan of cartoons.
Oh my God, Will.
Have y'all?
What's his favorite
what
cartoon, Will?
is y'all's favorite Hanna-Barbera character?
Oh, come on.
Gangrel.
Game, right?
I was a really big fan of when he was on the Jetsons, all Draculaing it up in the future and space.
You know what?
I think
my
y'all are
Both,
forgetting the
fuck
banana
y'all.
splits.
Fuck all y'all.
Banana splits, the 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4.
They were
That shit
Hanna-Barbera.
was crazy. That's my favorite cartoon character.
Well, what's your favorite Nickelodeon from that era? Since we're talking about cartoons, might as well get some Nickelodeon since it's in the news.
All Real Monsters.
Oh, but not for that reason.
Way to throw that
We were
one.
having fun, and you took it to a real place.
Took it to the real place.
Why you got to do that, Shane? Why you got to be that way? See,
Rocco's Modern
real-
Life. Ren and
Rock-
Stimpy.
we were having
All
a
Real
good time with
Monsters.
Dan Schneider.
I was really big on Saturday Night Live.
Were you?
Yeah, that was
Nick
probably one of their better
Nick
ones.
was the shit though.
Snick was the shit. Goosebumps.
How,
Are you afraid of the dark?
Are you
Are
afraid
you
of
Afraid of the
dark?
Dark? It wasn't Goosebumps.
All that.
But didn't they have like Goosebumps on eventually?
That was on Fox.
Oh, no, it's
Yeah,
Fox.
yeah, that was on Fox. I have the soundtrack for that.
Cartoon Network ran the Goosebumps for a minute there.
Yeah, it was horse
Yeah,
shit.
one of them ran Goosebumps.
Legends of the Hidden Temple, even though it wasn't a cartoon, like I liked that shit. Like that, Nick Arcade, Guts.
Guts was awesome.
Guts
Nick
was my
Arcade
favorite.
was good.
Ooh.
Get the Picture, I thought was a unique game show.
Was
Double
that the
Dare.
arcade one?
I feel like growing up,
Double
I
Dare.
fucked with Nickelodeon more so for their live action stuff than their cartoons. Like they had some good ones once they kind of started to siphon away from it. Like
I really
obviously
love.
there was SpongeBob, but like Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom were solid, even though apparently the creator's a piece of shit. But who wasn't at Nickelodeon? It turns out.
Well, little fun fact about SpongeBob though. You know it's the only cartoon from the 90s that's still on the air today. That's continuously ran. And puts out new episodes.
Oh yeah. Well,
The Adventures.
I mean,
of Pete
well,
and
unless
Pete's
you count The
also a great
Simpsons.
show.
yeah, I was about to say actually the Simpsons.
Well, we're not talking about Simpsons. We're talking
Why?
about
They're both yellow and they're both two of my favorite things in the world. Cartoons.
And both of them have gotten worse over the years.
that is true.
Substantially.
And Family Guy's gotten bad. It's not funny.
Family Guy got bad after like the third season. I can't stand the Family Guy.
Yeah, it's
The first couple seasons of Family Guy were like meh, and then it got canceled and came back, and then those first 3 seasons were the ones that were good.
I would agree with that.
I liked the original 3, and then after that, it just felt like, hey, remember that time when Harrison Ford punched a baby, and then they just do a cutaway to Harrison
I
Ford
do.
punching a baby. Like it's not even a joke. It's just, hey, here's a thing, and then they cut away and show the thing 87 times in an episode. If it's not a 30-minute long chicken fight.
It's
The
certainly
best
no King
cutaway
of the
gag
Hill.
they ever did was the one where like they set it up and Peter was like, that's like the same thing they said about Benjamin Disraeli, and they cut to this dude in like 18th century clothes sitting at a desk writing, and he looks up and goes, you don't even know who I am. And like I had to immediately Google it, and it made the joke funnier because I really didn't know who the fuck he was. It turned out he was just like a poet or some shit.
See,
I got
that's
quit.
And
fun.
you didn't even know it.
Neither did you.
So I got a question for everybody. So I want
What?
to go back to Nickelodeon and the Adventures of Pete and Pete. Why is there not a wrestling character that is emulating the character of Artie, the strongest man in the world?
It is Big Dave.
Yeah, Big Dave.
There you go.
Honestly.
Big Dave.
Well, okay.
Honestly, Big Dave
He's
is
just not the strongest man. He's the biggest man.
So
Why
why
has
is he not
no
wearing,
one
why is he not
done?
wearing his stripes and red tots.
Cowboys don't wear don't wear stripes.
Okay, so Artie
Wrong.
and Big Dave are two totally different people.
Nah, it's the same thing.
I love Big Dave. I love him on my
What's
heart.
that dork shit. The little scrawny guy who was at Uncharted Territory who kept on going, look at my muscles over and over again.
Fucking Hunter Drake.
Well, since you're
fuck
bringing up Pete and Pete, do you remember Salute Your Shorts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sputnik,
I
Donkey
wanna-
Kong.
Hana, we hold you in our hearts.
That's so good.
It makes me want to fart. Yeah.
But
I
I
remember when they
agree,
did,
more
like-
wrestlers should just do like Nickelodeon kid show character gimmicks.
Just don't do
So, you
producers.
Yeah,
No,
we don't
someone
need the
needs to
alternate
be
heel.
what's her name from the Amanda Show?
Dan Snyder.
No,
Fuck Dan Snyder.
no. What was the sketch that they would usually do it like at the beginning where it's her playing the biggest Amanda Show fan in the world?
I
She's
never
got on the
watched
black
Amanda.
wig.
Didn't Mickey James do that with Trish Stratus though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Also,
They've
why
done
has
it.
no one done the dancing lobsters in wrestling? Jake, why
I'm sure
doesn't your
DDP has
faction
done
have
something
that?
very similar.
Why doesn't your faction have dancing lobsters, Jake?
I don't do comedy.
What's
Sure you
what's
do.
comedic about dancing lobsters?
Yeah, it's threatening.
Have you seen lobsters' hands? Deadly.
Very sharp.
Hey,
Well,
do you guys know War and Peace is deathly afraid of penguins?
Yes, I did. One time, I'm gonna tell you, were you there for the time we had a battle royal
Yes.
and we put a
Yes.
penguin in there and he
Yes.
jumped
Yes.
over the ropes? That was the fastest I've ever seen that motherfucker move in my
Yes.
entire life.
How did y'all get a hold of a real penguin?
We didn't. It was just a guy in a penguin suit, and it just terrified the fuck out of him. And if there's video of this, please share it.
Hang on, let me message Barry right now.
I'm sorry. So I know most phobias are based in some sort of experience or the fear of a moment. How does one develop a fear of penguins?
Penguins?
Penguins
They're
killed his
cute.
wife.
My guess is he watched Batman Returns and Danny DeVito did it for him. That's my
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, anything Danny DeVito does it for me. So
Because I'm fairly sure WP has never left the southeastern United States, so he's never been within hundreds of thousands of fucking miles of an actual fucking penguin.
Or been
no, if he went to Ripley's, he could see penguins there.
Yes, he
That's
could.
what
He
the
don't look
aquarium
like
has.
Believe it or
goes
not,
out.
you can.
But they're still behind glass. Like who sits there and goes, "Oh, those little fuckers? Oh, I am absolutely terrified. I must get away from them as quick as possible before they waddle."
I just want to
toward me
have
and
him
give me
on the
rock."
show just so he can explain his phobia of fucking penguins and how it developed. Because now that you brought this up, it's going to bother me. Because why would you be afraid of something as cute and cuddly as a fucking penguin?
He'll give you a bullshit excuse. He gave me one. He never really gave one.
What
did
was
he
your
say?
what was the bullshit excuse? Because I haven't been around in a while. And
In his words, they're terrifying. Their beaks will chew your face off, and
has he never watched fucking Happy Feet?
They
Like
dance.
literally.
Clearly not, because the movie came out after his expressed fear of them.
yeah,
That's the greatest horror movie of all time to him.
Yeah, he's like Happy Feet is just so horrible.
You bitches
Nah,
are scared of the
Happy Feet's
Exorcist? Have y'all
sick.
seen Happy Feet?
Happy Feet's just a giant anti-religious allegory.
for God's sake.
Do you know who directed Happy Feet?
Was it Morgan Freeman?
Dan
Cartoons?
Snyder.
No, George Miller, the director of Mad Max.
George Miller.
Yes, I'm not. It's the
You're
same. it's not-
bullshitting, Richard Jenkins.
No,
I'm looking
he's
this
actually
up.
not. George Miller did do Happy Feet.
There's no way the legendary George Miller was like, "Yo, I'm gonna make Happy Feet."
Yeah, who else could make an anti-religious allegory and disguise it as a kids movie about penguins?
He
Well, I mean,
also did.
the word feet's in it. I was gonna go with Quentin Tarantino.
He also did Babe. Also, the
I
talking
was
pig
going to
movie.
say Rico Rodriguez.
So
Well,
the reason for it is that when they were making Mad Max 3 Beyond the Thunderdome, a friend of his was a location scout and was in a helicopter crash and died. So like part of the movie was directed by him, and there was like another guy that helped direct it when he was too distraught after the death of his friend. And so he didn't make movies for a while after. I think he maybe made Witches of Westwick or Eastwick afterwards, but then didn't do anything even remotely close to action because of that. And so he did Babe and then the two Happy Feet movies, and then was like, fuck it, let me make the greatest action movie of all time. Let me introduce you to Fury Road.
I can't. Honestly, I looked it up, and yes, he did, and this blows my mind. I am so fucking mind fucked right now that the fucking same guy
That's like
that gives
dying
you
and
Mad
finding out
Max.
Jesus knew karate. Like, think about that. Karate Jesus.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite little bits of trivia.
Apparently, he also directed What a Girl Wants too. So
What?
there's that. Yes.
Yes, he got really far away from action after the death of his friend. So
Wait.
What are we waiting on?
I was looking at his IBM, whatever.
The computer?
you have to
No.
pick George Miller.
IMDb. Dang.
Yeah. So he was a producer on What a Girl Wants.
Yeah.
Shame that they never made a sequel to that called What a Girl Needs.
Well, whatever makes her happy and sets her free.
And then the
That's
last
the
one
third
is
one.
whatever a girl actually gets.
Dracula's.
Yeah.
But you know what?
It's a
But
better
I think
answer.
really we all know what a girl wants. Cartoons.
Cartoons.
Cartoons. You know what a real girl wants? Street Fighter.
Every real girl wants Street Fighter because Street Fighter is the fucking greatest thing ever made.
Like
When
heard-
God rested on the seventh day, it was because he put in all that work on the day before making Third Strike. And he had to rest because he couldn't go any fucking harder.
So
So
I just want to say
Third
something
Strike
though
before all
about.
the rest of the games ever came out.
Yes.
So apparently Tyler, for the audience, already knows that he is a master in the art of DDR. But apparently Tyler is also a master in the art of fighting games, which I find hard to believe because I've beat him before.
No,
At
man
what?
throws down in some Street Fighter too.
When we played Dragon Ball
What'd you beat
Z
him
with
at,
Brad
though?
Cash.
Well,
Oh,
see, that's
that was
different.
it.
Go play the
That was
man
it.
at Mortal Kombat 2.
That was at a disadvantage because I was not sober. You took advantage of me.
I was drunk too.
No, you weren't.
Yes,
But you're
the fuck I
always
was.
drunk.
I was fucked up.
Shane, why are you taking advantage of Tyler?
Thank you, Will.
All right, well,
But also,
play the man
what
on his
Dragon
home
Ball
turf. Play him at Mortal
fighting
Kombat
game
2, and
was
he will
this?
wreck your shit.
I would say he would wreck my shit at Mortal Kombat 2. You know, the last time I played Mortal Kombat 2, probably fucking
You know
20
the last
years
time
ago.
he played it was? When was the last time you played it, Tyler?
Mortal Kombat 2. 4 years ago. Played my son. He wanted to challenge
And
me.
whoop that ass.
He thought that I was not good at Mortal Kombat 2, and I let him choose. I let him pick who I was going to use, and then he could pick whoever. So he goes to say, "Hey, that girl with the blue mask looks like she's not good." Yeah, Katana.
Oh, Katana? Ha!
Yeah, he learned.
That was the
Aiden
boy's first
found out that
mistake.
day that Katana is my bread and butter. She is my go-to at Mortal Kombat 2.
I can
So,
beat all you bitches in Tekken 3 and onwards as long as I can play as Eddie.
You wouldn't beat Tyler at Tekken.
I don't know.
No, play. Yeah, you can play as Eddie. If we play Tekken 3, I will let you be Eddie. I have no problem with that.
How would you show the people your battle prowess here in fighting games? How are you going to counter the Eddie?
Okay, so I could show you on a podcast where they definitely can see us, Shane. So yeah, let me show
Well,
you.
just tell us how you're going to do it,
Break down your
dumbass.
strategy.
Do the exact moves.
Just
so
like the fucking territory wars. Tell us how you would fucking
Say your
him.
inputs.
Okay, so if I'm playing against Eddie, I'm probably gonna pick a character that does counters. King does counters, but with kicks only. Probably play with Jin Gazama. Probably play with either Paul Phoenix. I'm not big on Paul Phoenix, but
So
if somebody's if
Paul is the only character that I have any trouble fighting if I'm Eddie. Everyone else, I just fucking steamroll.
okay,
I played it online for a while, and I got so many hateful messages because I would just spam the same like 4 moves and just keep them in the corner.
well,
They
your
were
bitch has to
very
find me at Tekken 3, and we'll find out.
So I heard you guys talked. You guys apparently played Street Fighter with. You made a new friend in Japan, apparently.
Oh, yes, we did. He messages me every now and again to see if he wants to play. I'll play a few rounds with him. There's a good chance I'll probably message later this evening, and we'll probably. And I'll probably.
He's so polite.
He is.
so
Thanks for
nice.
podcast.
I can tell him later today, but it's a good kid. I'm assuming he's younger, like 20, 21, something like that.
I'm assuming he is 78 years old.
He's the creator of Street Fighter.
Yeah,
I haven't played the new Street Fighter.
because you're a fucking coward. It's incredible.
Hey, I got Mortal Kombat. Let's go.
Yeah,
Which-
but Mortal Kombat sucks.
I got the new Mortal Kombat.
I know, it sucks. I
What?
also have it.
Can I talk you into Mortal Kombat 11? Like re-downloading that, and I will challenge you and whoop your bitch ass in it.
What about Injustice?
Oh
Yeah.
fuck him.
No, because he got his ass whooped in Injustice 2. The same night he got his ass whooped in fucking Mortal Kombat. So,
Y'all
Dragon Ball
couldn't
Z.
cut-
See, Dragon Ball Z it's a totally different world. Give me blood and guts and sonic booms and Hadouken, and we'll be good.
For real though,
Oh.
y'all do need to get on Street Fighter 6. It's so good. They just dropped a new character a couple weeks ago. I like him.
I'm not good at
name's
Street
Ed.
Fighter. I'm just going to be real with you. I've always played Tekken or Mortal Kombat. I'm not very good at fucking Street Fighter.
Yeah, Tekken and Mortal Kombat would definitely be my go-tos. I'm not against Street Fighter because it's good nostalgia for me, especially for like the Street Fighter 2 and maybe 3.
Now,
or
if you
maybe
got me
Ra-
like Marvel versus Capcom, then yeah, I'll play that too, all day long.
So Tekken 6 is available on PlayStation Plus. I'm not sure, except for Shane because he sucks. Whoever has a PlayStation on here.
I'm an Xbox.
Hey, how
Tekken
much did
6
you
was
pay
the
for
PS3
MLB
one,
The
right?
Show 24?
What does that matter?
No, how much did you pay for it?
Was it full
I-
price? Because we got it for free.
Yeah,
Did you?
yeah, because we got it for fucking free.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's on Games Pass.
Good for you. I don't believe you played anyway because you don't know how to swing. Your swing is probably something like throwing to first or something like that. You don't understand what baseball is, Shane. You suck.
Hell
Damn.
yeah.
Is this like payback for last week when I was roasting you guys the entire show? Come back tenfold. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Tyler just got very defensive.
Well, we started talking about.
He did. He's like, you don't know what baseball is.
You
Boy."
never even heard of baseball, Shane, you big dum-dum.
I mean, that is
It's
true.
real
The
bad
other
out
day,
there.
Jake, Shane, and I were all talking, and I was pretty sure that Shane had never actually watched a baseball game before.
I believe
Ever.
that. I really
Ever.
believe that. Hey, Shane, what can we do to talk you into going to a Chattanooga Lookouts games with us?
I literally, on the last episode of the podcast, said I wanted to go.
I'm pretty
Why
sure.
are you so apprehensive about it then?
Yeah, I know.
Shane,
You seem like
Shane.
you're so defensive about it. So
Shane, you don't want to go to a Lookouts game. That stadium sucks balls.
I want to go to a Savannah Bananas game.
Yes,
the way
that's
to go.
real baseball.
Yeah, well, the
That's-
waiting list is like 10 years long.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to go. But yeah,
I want to go to one of those games where it's kids versus the mascots, and the mascots are just fucking wrecking these children.
Like the football game.
Yeah. Can we find like somewhere that's just the whole league?
hey, speaking of football games, why can't they bring back NFL Blitz and like put that in the system and we can make it cross console?
Because EA
Because they had to
anyone
move
else
over the
have
team
fun.
to work on the new Sims.
They brought it back. Oh shit, like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, no, and then EA decided they didn't want anyone else to have any fun and bought the rights to being able to put out NFL games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
so
still
EA
I still
I would
think
rather
they
play
still-
NFL Street.
Oh, I remember that. NBA Street had my favorite end-game commentator. I think it was DJ Cucumber was the guy's name, and he would say the most asinine shit throughout the entire game.
Speaking of fighting games, we're forgetting about the best fighting game of all time. Def
Yeah,
Jam
we
Bandana.
talked about Street Fighter Third Strike.
Oh, that's a good way of saying Fatal Fury.
I'm sorry, were you talking about Clay
I
Fighters?
don't know.
Not gonna talk about Balls 3D.
No, it's Clay Fighter. That's the best fighting game of all time.
I'm pretty sure it's Fatal Fury.
I'm sure Killer Instinct's on that list too.
It is.
Let's
It's
go.
really good.
What's that other one that was like the knockoff, but
Primal Rage
Primal Rage?
with the dinosaurs.
No, Primal Rage was sick though.
It was sick.
The
They
Killer
finally
Instinct-
made.
secrets.
I found and played it a few weeks ago. Someone managed to dig up all the files for the unreleased Primal Rage 2, and it's playable. It's got a little bit of jank from like certain stuff being unfinished, but overall,
Did they add any
it's
new
functional.
characters in there?
Yeah, it's
What'd
weird.
they
They
add?
changed. So they changed it up, and it was like the dinosaurs and the people were separate characters instead of being the same person. It was very odd.
So the Killer Instinct soundtrack, really good. Can't say enough good things about it.
Made by Rare. Rare knew how to make those game soundtracks. The GoldenEye soundtrack is still one of the best game soundtracks of all time.
Hey, Diddy
I
Kong
really
Racing,
fucking
really-
love the Banjo Kazooie soundtrack.
Yes.
Banjo Kazooie was a fun game.
Almost
I-
as much
I
as
used
I
to
love.
have the Banjo Kazooie soundtrack on vinyl, and then Chris Jericho took it whenever I left him.
Fuck them.
He loves Banjo Kazooie. So
You know what else he loves?
Cartoons.
Cartoons.
Cartoons. Really got that.
Didn't we spend the majority of the runtime of an episode previous talking pejoratively about cartoons?
No.
I don't think
let's
We've
so.
talk
never
about
done that before.
Japanese cartoons.
Fucking episode where we talking about Dragon Ball the whole time, Shane?
That's not
That's
a
the
cartoon.
Yeah, that's not a That's an anime. That's different.
That's
Okay.
a
Fucking
it's a
thing.
Japanese cartoon. It's the same thing.
Is
No.
is hentai a cartoon?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
If it's animated, yes.
Let's talk about
Fun
everyone's
fact, did
favorite
you know
cartoon,
hentai's
Clutch
Japanese for
Cargo.
pervert? Clutch Cargo.
I missed that. What was it?
Clutch
Clutch
Cargo.
Cargo. Jake, I'm so glad someone knew it.
What was the one
Fuck
with the mouse, the battle mouses from outer space or whatever?
Biker Mice
Biker
from Mars.
Danger Mouse.
Which, by the way, Biker Mice from Mars for Super Nintendo is an incredible game. Really, really, really good. It's a really good racing game with also another good soundtrack.
That brings me to a really good point. I have to go watch some cartoons, so I'm gonna leave. Can y'all be trusted without me? I don't know if y'all
I
ever
think
have
we
a
were-
grasp of things whenever I'm not here.
Okay, but Richard, I want to challenge you to Tekken one day. One
I
day
have to
being
buy Tekken at some point.
well, if you have the PlayStation Plus pass, you could find
I
me at
do.
Tekken
It
6.
works really well on my Xbox.
Jesus. Okay, we'll figure something out.
That's why you're a big old dork and don't join in on spreading the managed flow of democracy.
Yeah.
All
Are you
of you
still
are.
on that? You're like the fucking third person that's been like, you gotta get the game. We need a fourth.
Jake.
I need us all online one day so we can do Floor is Lava and Fortnite. I have a lot of fun with that, but it's just like me and like one or two other people. We need a whole squad because it's all squad based on that one.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jake.
if Jake would come and play Fortnite with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jake.
Yeah,
Jake.
we're gonna try this again, Jake. So if you would, I would buy you V-Bucks if you would come and join us. The download's free. You can get the game for free.
I don't want your fake money.
Why would you not play Fortnite?
Why would I play Fortnite?
It's not a first-person shooter.
It's because it's a lot of fun. I held off on playing it
baby
for
game
years.
for babies.
Is it a baby game?
Nah.
No.
It is.
Dog, you
That's
play
what- that's-
WWE 2K24. You can't say nothing about no baby games.
How about this, Jake? How about you actually download the game? You don't have to spend any money. You just download it and play with us. No money spent.
They should give me money to download the game.
It's
I am
free.
giving you money.
What's your price?
You just download it and you just play with us a couple of rounds. That way you can kind of get the hang of it. It will be together. And if you still think it's a baby game or that it's not fun or the gameplay loop isn't solid, then you never have to play again. But it's
Jake,
a free
you can
game.
play literal Guitar Hero in the goddamn game.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Fine, I can just play regular Guitar Hero that I already have.
There's also a racing game in it, and
The racing game's
creative
actually
mode has
surprisingly
drop
really good.
pod. Yeah.
The Lego
Yeah.
mode's also very good.
Yeah. Like it's got everything you could want in it. Like if you don't like the battle royale, then you got Lego. If you don't like Lego survival stuff, you got the racing. If you don't like the racing, you got Guitar Hero. If you don't like that, then you can go to creative and do murder mystery or obstacle courses or prop hunts or death matches or whatever you want. Like there's literally no reason that you can't like Fortnite. It's got everything in it.
It's even got cartoons.
It does. Peter Griffin is in it.
Peter Griffin is, and the fighting chicken.
And the cast of Futurama.
Bender.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's in the cast.
Are you guys on payroll or something?
We might be.
Do we have a brand deal with them?
You would
I
be
wish.
too.
Yes.
You would be too if you join us.
You're too cynical about it.
I'm gonna put
damn it,
a
Richard.
bunch of spiders in your home, Jake.
Katie. Is Katie still there?
No.
Katie plays Fortnite.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
She plays with us.
No, she doesn't.
You
Yeah.
don't know that.
Yeah.
There's
you
only
would've known.
one way to find out.
Download fucking Fortnite.
I can tell you she doesn't play it with you guys because it's not on her fucking PlayStation.
Now she
She's
doesn't have.
got it in a hidden file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has it on her phone also and her computer.
And her Switch.
Yeah.
And her
Yeah.
Game Gear.
And her Virtual Boy.
That one is nauseating. I'll be
God.
honest.
No, Virtual Boy Fortnite, I think I would actually have a brain aneurysm and just die after 5 minutes.
I'd like to have VR Fortnite. That'd be kind of fun.
No,
All
that
right, Jake.
sounds...
Jake, we can see you. Turn on your PlayStation and download Fortnite for free and play with us.
I'm good.
I'll
Oh,
buy
yes.
I'll buy you a Lady Gaga emote so you can dance with us.
And
We
I'll
can
buy
help
you
you.
a song so you can jam with us.
They got so many new good songs. They got Fly Like a G6 in there now.
That song honestly sucks.
They
They
also
also-
have Don't Fear the Reaper.
They also have Closer.
They have. Do they still have Blink 182? Sum
Yep.
41.
Not some.
They never had some 41.
Yeah, they did.
They
Did
have
they?
Fat Lip.
Did they?
Yeah,
I didn't
that was like
see
one
it.
of the first ones.
So I'm saying Fat Lip.
No. Okay.
It wasn't Fat Lip, was it?
I got Darude Sandstorm now.
Do-do-do-do-do.
I was
See,
gonna
there you
buy
go.
that.
Somewhere.
Alright.
So
Me and Hank were thinking about buying it, but then I was like, eh.
I did immediately.
Well, Since everybody likes cartoons, I have something else we can talk about. Great life
Okay.
advice, and this is for the ladies. If you want a guy that calls you all day and talks about your future together, date somebody in jail.
All right.
Yeah. See, Tyler gets it. He laughed. He thought it was funny.
I thought it was great.
It is good life advice.
I did that one.
You
Good
did
life
that?
advice would also be
I dated somebody that was in jail,
download Fortnite and play with your friends, or else your home will be infested by spiders,
By a vampire.
by a Dracula.
yeah. Vampire spiders.
Vampire spiders. Well, since we had a great episode about cartoons and Street Fighter, Jake,
And cartoons.
More cartoons.
and more cartoons. Jake, what do they got to do?
Watch out for the vampire spiders.
No, download Fortnite.
No, fucking send money.
No, cartoons.